Yo, so I did watch Erased, both 6 and 7, so it'll be a episode review of both Erased and review episodes 6 and 7, so if you guys are enjoying, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and more, we gotta talk, alright? This shit gets insane! So, Satoru Fujinama, he finally gets caught by the police. It looks as though that they followed Irie, and they followed her right out of the hospital. He ended up saving her life, of course, in the beginning, he ended up saving her life, and the bitchy-ass manager did come back. Ooh, I was about to flame that man. I was about to flame him. I was like, bro, you kind of put her in this position as well. He's kind of at fault as well, since you got to think about it. They stalked her home. They found anybody that did at her job to stalk her home. And this is the manager himself. So of course he's gonna, use anybody with resources at her job to stalk her home. And boom. She was stalked home, and when Satoru found out about this stuff, he was devastated. I would have been devastated too. I was not about this shit, because she's fine as shit, alright? And I was upset that she almost died. And I actually thought that she was gonna die. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that she was gonna die. It looks to me like it would have built more character on the main character. Had she actually died then, because it would have motivated even more than to go back into the past, prevent all this from happening. I thought it goes down a path like that, where everyone around him is just gonna constantly keep dying, and he has to just deal with all this stress and anxiety, and he has to go back into the past and prevent all these deaths. I thought that's how it was gonna go, but maybe it's symbolizing that she is his light, his motivation to continue to do all this stuff, to do all these great things, because she's still alive. I might be thinking way too deep into it. All right? But it gets insane, right? So when they stalk her, or a little bit in between this, let's go a little bit more between it. When Irie talks to her mother, the parents absolutely never listened to her. Like, she's talking in the past, how her mom never listened to her about the dad and all that stuff, and how the dad was a good guy. The mom didn't listen. I would have listened, Irie. I would have listened. Do anything you want me to do, Irie. I would have listened. I would have done it. Irie, I would have listened. But the mom didn't listen. Alright, and that shit pissed me off. I'm like, come on, man, he didn't do this. How you supposed to be married to this nigga, but not trust him? Asian bitches, they're insane, man, they're insane. But essentially, her mom eventually ends up trusting her, and she ends up taking her word. She didn't before, and she realized that she made a mistake about it before, and now she's going to make up for it, covering for her, laying down in the bed, pretending to be her. That way that if, the FBI and all these SWAT teams, the police guys, that are stalking her, thinking that she's a potential witness, an alibi, and a suspect, helping out Satoru, she's gonna end up, covering for her so that they think that everything is just going perfectly smoothly and fine, when really she's protecting Satoru like that. So shout out to the mom in this episode. The mom really came through. Shout out to the mom. Mom ain't never told no lie. Shout out to the mom. I started to like the mom a little bit more after this, because the mom hella came through with this. I'm not gonna lie, all right? But eventually she gets caught, of course, that's how the anime went. She got caught, and, they just stalked her. The police stalked her, and they found out, their hiding spot. She showed up late, and as soon as she showed up late, I was like, wait a minute. She was stalked. I know that she was stalked. It seems too good to do, because I saw that boat. Or no. Okay, how in the beginning, and I'm wrong in the beginning, but how he found those 2 kids, and he kind of looked like a potential pedophile as well. A grown adult, 29 years old, talking to like 10-year-olds, helping them out with like their plane. Of course, that's just gonna look weird, but not everything is how it seems to look. Not everything is how it seems to be, Can't judge a book by its cover, so they can't judge him based upon helping little kids. But then again, you gotta look at it from both perspectives. It looks weird from somebody from a distance, but if you're in his perspective, in the kid's perspective, it really doesn't look that weird. He's doing it with good intentions, but I guess that's how society is all over the world. Some grown adult is gonna take the time out of his day going to the park and talking to kids by himself, not looking like he has a wife or not looking like he has shit together. Of course they're gonna think that he's a pedophile. Of course they're gonna touch kids. Of course they're gonna think all of that. That's just our society now today, and everywhere, honestly, around the world. And what can we do about that, But it was just, they stalked Irie right under the bridge, the meet spot, when she came up late, and I did assume that they did stalk her, because when they had that paper plane that he helped out the kids with, and Sora helped out the kids with, it was floating down the stream, and I was like, were these kids in on it? Did they? Don't tell me these niggas are snitches too. Everybody's a snitch. Trust no one. Everyone is a snitch. Oh my goodness. But I don't even know what to say about this. All right, I don't even know what to say about this, because when the police get him, get this, the killer was there. They locked eyes. The killer was there. And I screamed at the top of my lungs, it's the teacher. It's the teacher. I swear to God, it is the teacher. I refuse to believe. In the opening, you see, they dressed the same. They got the same eyes, the same hair. The only thing that different is they made that nigga's eyes red to make him look evil. And he's got a fedora. You know everybody who has a fedora is evil. You gotta know that, man. Fedoras, no. It's 2016, man. Don't be wearing fedoras. It's just not right. It's just not right, you know? My rant is over. It's just not right. All right, but I promise you on my life that it's a teacher. All right? It's gotta be the teacher. And it's looking more like it is a teacher every single day. You know, when he goes back into the past and the teacher keeps asking similar questions about, Hanzaki, you know, he keeps asking similar questions. Oh, she showed up late. Really? You gotta find out. He looked sketchy. You can see it in his eye contact. He looked really, really sketchy when he asked. She showed up late. And I was like, why does it matter to you? I get, it's just a student. If they show up late, they show up late. But of course it matters because, you know, she's being abused and he's aware of it, but he needs more proof, which I guess makes sense. But it's looking really, really, really sketchy. Like, teacher should care this much about a 10-year-old? It's looking really, really, really sketchy. So they kind of like hide her out. He's trying to prevent everything that he can since he now knows all the proof of what happens. You know, the mom and the boyfriend have confirmed they do beat the shit out of her and they kill her. All right, and then she she gets abducted again in this shed by quote unquote Yuki, and then he freezes her, speeds it to freezing, puts her back in there, and her dead corpse is there. But quote unquote Yuki, you got to think about it. Because how when Satoru was talking about it with the mother's friend, he showed all possible suspects, and this killer potentially did go to the pizza store and he locked eyes, and Irie knows how he looks like. She just doesn't, you know his name or know much details about him, so she can't really give you more of an, explicit detail about it because she knows how he looks like. She knows his eyes, she knows everything about him. And I really wanted her to look at that guy. Had he just screamed, Irie, is that him? Look at that guy, then yeah, but he needed to freak out to bring himself back into the past, and he knows how everything works now. He knows how Hanzaki dies. He knows potentially now how this killer is going to work. So he hides her out and avoids, Hanzaki's death from her mother and her mother's boyfriend. He avoids that death, okay? Bam, check off right there, right? And then he's got to trust one friend. His friend is a little sketchy. I forget his name starts with an S, Soya, something like that, but he's very, very sketchy. He's nosy. He wants to know too much. Like, chill, dude. Chill, right? But get this, all right? This is some erased bullshit that they always do, right? When she's at the hideout, right, which is a bus station or a bus itself, an empty, bus that the hockey team uses when they're done practices. When she's sleeping there, I'm like, okay, maybe it's cold. No, they got a little heater. Okay, cool, cute. I thought that he was gonna be with her as well the entire time, but then his mom gets bitchy, and then his mom found out his plan. So smart. But get this, right? The only people that knew that she was there was his friend, himself, Satoru, Hanzaki. That's it. And a few of his friends as well. That's it. No one else knew. And I don't think all the other irrelevant friends would snitch. I'm really thinking that it was the blonde little friend that snitched, right? And then he somehow, quote unquote, told the killer. Because the killer can't just randomly find out. They hid it with curtains and everything to not even show that the torches were there and that she was in there. They made it completely impossible to find out that somebody was there. And the only way how the killer, because that was the killer, you saw it's the exact same guy. The only way how the killer found out, or whoever this guy is found out, it's the killer who found out that she was there. The only way, because they had a sled too to absolutely remove the tracks. So the only way that they knew that he's there is somebody told them. Somebody told him. And I don't like this blonde guy. He's too sketchy. He's way too sketchy just for a boy. I don't like him at all. He has to be involved with this killing. And he has to be involved with Hanzaki and stuff like this. And I know for a fact that he probably told the teacher, maybe he's innocent, maybe he told the teacher being completely unaware. You just told the teacher, hey, I'm a little worried for Hanzaki. Me and Satoru are hiding her out in the bus. Maybe he said it to the teacher because he saw him talking to the teacher before in episode 3, I think it was, or 4. It was some ending of an episode. I think it was 2, 3, or 4. You saw him at the ending talking to the teacher. So maybe he's some innocent little bystander, little boy, bitch, that you know, told the teacher, and the teacher, quote unquote, I'm thinking he's the killer. He looked too sketchy he looked way too sketchy when he said, oh, she showed up late. So like, I don't know, but they ended it off on such a cliffhanger. They end every episode off with a cliffhanger. I'm so happy I skipped episode 6, or I didn't skip it. I waited that way that I could get 2 episodes and get 2 reviews out like this, not 2 separate ones, just 2 bolt up ones. That way that I could just go back to back. I couldn't wait, you know, I couldn't wait. I know I was very occupied, but I swear, this little blonde bitch, I swear to you, he snitched. On my life, I swear that he switched. He snitched. All right, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments down below how this killer could essentially have found Hanzuki in the bus. You let me know what you think down in the comments down below, but that is it. Thank you guys for listening and watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to give that video a thumbs up. It means a lot to me. Subscribe if you are new. We post a lot of, you know, anime content here. But with that being said, I'm AkumaNexus. I'm gonna get out of here. Goodbye.